Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking about wanting to do this for so long. And I'm going to be doing a walkthrough. Not a playthrough, a walkthrough, because I've already beat this game multiple times. I'm going to go through as much of the game as I possibly can. If you guys do want to see this, be sure to leave a like and a comment and let me know. But anyway, let's get right into it. Man, oh man. Oh man. What are we gonna name him? We're gonna name him Terror Baby. The quest with Terror Baby. Sex, we're gonna want male. What kind of player am I wanting? I might actually run the Wanderer, because he's only at level 3 and has pretty decent stats. Or it could be the Hunter, who has a high dexterity and a decent strength. Oh, and by the way, since this is kind of a walkthrough, I'm going to explain each one of these, even if you guys have already watched the walkthrough, but if you're on my channel, you more than likely haven't. A warrior is pretty much someone that is always, in battle, and he's pretty much just in battle. The knight, he's pretty much a guardian and protects. The wanderer, he's a trader, a seller, and whatnot. A thief, obviously you can tell by his name. You can tell by all of these names what they are. But the warrior, his stats are good for. He's real balanced, I guess you would say. So I might actually pick him because he's more balanced towards strength and dexterity and all that instead of magic. But he does have a little bit of magic. But if you go down here to the sorcerer, you see that his intelligence is 15, and that's pretty much what you need to be able to cast magic. And a cleric is someone that costs faith miracles. And yeah. But anyway, I think we're going to go with... I think I'm going to go with the warrior. I might go with the warrior. It's either the warrior or the hunter. He's level 4. He's level 4. 11, 12, 13, 13, 11. 14. His dex is a little bit higher. You know what? We're going to go with the warrior, because I'm pretty sure that's what I picked the very first time. And if you do want to, go through this game pretty easily, you need to always pick the master key. That is your best bet. But if you're wanting to do a speed run, you're going to want the thief and black fire bombs. But I'm not going to speed run this. It's just going to be a walkthrough. We're just going to stay average. That'll work. Seems legit. I'm going to put in my hair color. And here we go. In case you guys have not seen this cutscene, I'll just let it play.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
So what you pretty much just saw is all those guys that are bosses, pretty much. And for a game that is this old, it actually has amazing graphics. Now the gameplay, it still has okayish graphics, but the cutscenes were just amazing.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
And so now we start our journey. I think once I get to well, let me explain this first. Him helping you is knowing. I'll just go ahead and let this play through. So you pretty much hold B to run, blah blah blah, tap B to roll. and you can tell a difference in between your stamina or how high your equipment load is by the slower you are with more armor. It means your equipment load is very low. There's a lot to explain about this game, especially if you haven't ever played it, but pretty much run through here. First bonfire, and like I've said, I can't tell you how many times I've beat this game. I have over 70 something hours on one character, but I am recording this in 60 FPS. But if you look up there, you can see that dragon, and he's gonna drop down right there. You do a speed run, you get your black fire bombs and start throwing right there, but this isn't a speed run, so we're just gonna do what we're supposed to do. Sorry for that message to appear. Now up here you're gonna have a dude shooting arrows at you. All you do is you run up here, run to the left, and get your shield. And equip it, and then you hold LB, pretty much. Even though the game kind of tells you all this. We got our long sword. And get that backstab. That young backstab. And where it showed up plus 24 down there, that's where you're going to use to upgrade and everything. Now, be careful up here. You need to hug this wall and then just run right back down.
Oh, you. You're no hollow, hmm? Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
You always want to say yes to this guy.
I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
That is what you use to heal with.
Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
So yeah, all you're really doing is helping him. And he died. And backstabs do a tremendous amount of damage. There's also a ring that it's meant for PvP, but you can use it for PvE. And the difference between PvE and PvP is PvP is you're playing online, player against player. And we're gonna drop these. So still kind of slow roll, but alright. Now this is our first boss fight. So let's do it. What you want to do is dual wield and then tap LB. Tremendous amount of damage instead of just jumping down. And you're gonna want to stay behind his butt and just attack. And try not to get hit though. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna recuperate, heal. How did that hit me? And that's our first victory. And the reason you still hear that is when you come back to this world, you fall in through here and you gotta fight another one, which is 10 times harder. I'm sorry I'm spoiling the game, but this is more of a walkthrough instead of a playthrough, so I'm trying to tell you guys everything about the game, but I'm gonna just stick to, you know, everything else. And then you run right here, try not to fall off the edge. Got an item here. Souls, I'll show you what you can do with souls when we get to where we're heading. And that nest you see right over there, that's a very useful nest. I'll show you guys what it's meant for here soon.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Now, I'm really not gonna lie, dude. I'm such a huge fan of these Dark Souls games. Graphics are just so good. Alright, this right here, it's very, very useful. Let me show you why. Already got it equipped. And these you do the same thing with, and it's to level up with. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and hit reverse hollowing, which makes you human, which allows you to summon NPCs that are in the game. And also, I forgot to talk about the PvP and PvE. The difference between PvE and PvP is PvP is an online game mode where you are actually playing against other players. Not just, you know, PvE is where you're going against regular enemies that are in the game or bosses. PvP, online. Huge difference. Now, there is a weapon that I would like to have, which is over there. Let's talk to this guy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
So yeah, he pretty much doesn't want to talk to you, but you can always keep spamming all these people with... Oh, I was hoping I could do it first try. You can keep spamming talking to him, and you wind up getting more and more information out of him, and you may get an item. Down here, she reinforced your Estus Flask. Makes him more powerful. Now, the weapon that I want is... You don't want to talk to him at all. The weapon that I want is over there, but we're not going to go that way right now. We're going to get to this next bonfire, and then we'll go from there. So up here you're going to have quite a few enemies. Let's get that parry. See if we can get a double parry. Nope. I'm failing. There we go. Now, I am going to be doing walkthroughs on Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 when I get next gen. Oh shit. Let's heal up real quick like and parry this bitch. Oh my god, I forgot how much damage they do. There we go. struggling with him. And I really haven't played this game in quite a minute, so. And over there is just the Ring of Sacrifice. There's really no point really getting it right now. You have no need for it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of him. Heal up real quick. Get some more souls. I'll level up here. Now, be careful with these things. These things can do tremendous amounts of damage if you get into multiple, if you run into multiple of them. Now we're just gonna run straight through here. Yada yada yada. And I'm not going to cover all this area. I'm going to get to the bonfire, and that will be the first episode of this walkthrough. Transverse the white light. And just because you see one of the majority of the time it is because of a boss fight, but not every time it means it's a boss fight. But yeah. And there's Draco, the one and beautiful. Now he is like a mini boss. He's not a boss that you have to fight, but he is like a mini boss. Oh shit, I may be fucked. And just in there's just the shield that's really no use if you pick the character like I have. But yeah, we made it to this bonfire, and every time you rest at a bonfire, it does respawn the enemies. But we're going to level up. Let's see, what are we gonna level up? We'll level up on we'll level up our vitality and our endurance. And let's see, we'll go for one more strength. So now we are level 8, and well, we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Hold up.